welcome to pattern making class. I'm your college instructor, Annette Julie, production pattern maker and fashion designer to the garment industry. And today in class, you're going to learn how to draft a basic sleeve, one that's going to fit your basic bodice. So please go ahead and grab your basic bodice, and we're going to measure your front and back armholes. So I already have my front armhole measured. It's 9. But I'd like to show you how to measure it. You're going to take your 2 by 18 inch curve pattern making ruler, not a quilting ruler, and you're going to turn it on edge, and you're going to walk the ruler against the edge of the armhole and let the ruler go once you have walked along that edge so that you don't snap it. And then there you get to the end there, and it's 9 inches. That's our front armhole. Let's go ahead and measure our back armhole. Again, you're going to put the ruler on edge and place it against, and you can walk it, but then let it go so it doesn't snap. And this one is already measured, and I have the measurement written on the pattern, and it is 9.5 inches. And I have it written right here in pencil. Back armhole 9.5, front armhole 9. So once I have those measurements, I'm going to grab a piece of pattern paper, my alphanumeric marking paper, and I went ahead and I drew a little picture of a sleeve, and I want to go ahead and write a couple measurements down here. So my front armhole, right? My front armhole was 9 inches. And my back armhole, that was 9.5 inch. And this is the back of the sleeve cap, front of the sleeve cap. So I wrote the front information over here, the back information over here. And when we're drafting the sleeve, we're going to need some ease in here. We want some extra fullness. We want this sleeve cap here to be larger than the front and back armhole put together. So 9 and 9.5, we've got 18.5. But we want this whole sleeve cap here to be 19.5. We want to add a 1/2 inch ease front and a 1/2 inch ease back, and that is minimum for a basic sleeve. So we're going to add a 1/2 inch ease, and it's going to be our front sleeve cap will be 9.5. And then when we add our 1/2 inch ease to the back, our back sleeve cap will be 10 inches. Okay, those are measurements that we need to write down and keep. Now, I'm working with a size 8, so I already have measurements that I want to work with here. And I'm going to give you the measurements. My bicep going across, this is going to be 14 inches. And from my bicep level up to the top of my sleeve cap, here to here, this is going to be 6 1/8. Okay, 6 1/8. And I'll be going over these again. And then from the top of the sleeve cap way down to the wrist, I choose for that measurement to be 23 inches. And for my wrist opening, I can make this 9, 9.5, 9 3/4, something in that range, 9-ish. Let's go for 9.5. And you can go ahead and measure your hand and see what works for you. So the total length is going to be 23 inches. Sleeve cap to bicep, 6 1/8. My bicep going across here, that is going to be 14 inches. And my wrist opening will be 9 1/2 inches. And the size I am working with is a size 8. Working with a size 8. And that's a standard for fitting in the industry. So keep those measurements. We're going to be working with them. And we're drafting that basic 1-dart elbow sleeve. Okay. Well, we have our piece of paper, and we need to go ahead and find the middle so you can crease it and draw a grain line. Using the middle of those little X's or numbers or whatever you have on your alphanumeric marking paper. And we've drawn our grain line. Now, this is a long enough piece of paper where I know that I can fit on my length of 23 inches. Okay, so if I start down at, like, say 2 inches from the top here, just going to make a little mark. And this is an 18-inch ruler. So I'm at 18 here. 5 more. There you go. There's my 23. So I'm just going to mark that now in pencil so I can see there's the end of my wrist. Right down here. Here's the top of my cap. Great. Now I can go ahead and put in my bicep level. Here being the top of my cap. I'm going to mark that. And my bicep level is down 1/6 of an inch. So this is the top of the sleeve. This is the cap. This goes sewn into the low point of my shoulder. I've gone down 6 1/8 of an inch. Now I need to take this bicep level out. I need to square it out. Let me line up my ruler. And let me square this out. And this is my bicep level. This is upside down right now, so I can work with this close towards me. And my bicep level is 14 inches. So I'm going to go out 7 inches on both sides of my grain line. And mark the end of the bicep level. Also going to tuck my paper underneath. And now I'm going to work with the sleeve cap. And this is my grain line. I'm going to put an arrow here. And it's going down to my wrist. Down here, my 23 inches. But I'm not going to work with this part right now, so I have it tucked underneath. And I'm going to work with the sleeve cap. This is the part that gets sewn into my armhole. So I've gone ahead and I've marked out from the grain line out 7 inches. 7 inches. That is a total of 14 inches. And we have that centered right there on the grain line. Okay. So going across here. This was 14 inches. And the sleeve cap going up to the top 6 1/8. Looking good so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue working on our sleeve cap. And I'm going to connect from this is our bicep level. Okay, here's our grain line. And up here up at the very top, this is my sleeve cap. This means like the very top, right here, this with a 1/4 inch forward, where we're going to end up putting a notch. We're going to line this up with our shoulder seam. The shoulder seam would be here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to draw a straight line from sleeve cap all the way down to where we've gone out the 7 inches for our front. And I'm going to connect and make a triangle. And this is my front. And over here, we're going to do the same line. This is my back. And I'm always drafting. I have the front to the right hand, the back to the left hand. We're going to draw that same line here in the back from the sleeve cap and the center grain line all the way down to where we went out 7 inches on the bicep level. So we have a triangle. Now grab yourself a scrap of paper. This'll do. And it's always nice to, when you're working with a measurement, you can divide it up, but you can also make yourself a little template. And I love to make templates. Templates for making curved lines, template for making a compass, and this is going to be one for dividing up a line. So you can make this a 1/2 inch wide and 1 inch wide, whatever you want. And I'm going to draw the end of the line. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I haven't drawn the other end yet. And this can be something that you keep in your pattern making supplies. A long 1 inch or 1/2 inch piece of paper. And you're going to see what I'm going to do with it. You're going to be able to fold it up and help divide lines into numbers very quickly. Say fractions isn't your forte. This could really help you. So we're coming back to the sleeve cap. And up here, we can measure this line that we drew here from the grain line down, and we have looks like 9 3/8 of an inch. Okay. Oops. A little static there. Get that to lay down. I'm going to draw a line down the middle. And I'm going to mark on here 9 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to draw the end of the line. I'm going to either cut it or fold it back. I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to use this for dividing up this space into quarters. So this is 9 3/8. And we need exactly this to be divided in quarters, which isn't a great amount, okay, to be able to quickly divide up. So first off, you're going to take that 9 3/8 and you're going to put the ends together and fold it. So we've divided that in half. Then you're going to take the folded part, bring that up to the ends, and we're quartering it up. Now we've divided 9 3/8 up evenly, and then you can use this as a template to mark your pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the lines in so I can see them, the lines that I folded. There's one line. Two and three. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 even sections out of 9 3/8. What is that measurement, by the way? That is 2 5/16. Let's take that. It's hard to count 16ths, so it's much easier to just take this and grab a little bit of tape. If you put the tape on the back of your hand, it becomes more like a magic tape where you can lift it up off your paper and not ruin your pattern. So go ahead and tape down your little template. We're going to use this to mark the line, taping it from the top down to the bottom. I'm using my little magic tape so I'm not ruining my pattern, hopefully. And we're bringing those lines out because we've used our little template to divide up. So bring those lines out. Okay, so I brought them out at least 5/8 to 3/4. Now I can use this same template. Let's lift it up with our magic tape. And let's use it to go ahead and divide our line in the back. Taping it right on that edge. Bring that line out perpendicular. Like 3/4 of an inch should be sufficient. That was the back. Now we've divided that up. This is our template. And we can bring the lines in a little bit too. So we have the lines to work with to develop our sleeve, cap, shape, because it curves in and out, and we use these lines to help develop it. So I'm bringing those in about a 1/2 inch, 5/8. This is making some nice progress. I'm going to remove any of my magic tape that I don't need right now. And we're starting to make some progress. Great. Well, this is Annette Julie, and I'm going to see you in the next video for the rest of the sleeve.